I fucked.
Hey, Jake's back and he's got his own show. He's on the mic and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Good. Oh my God. Good morning, Bakers. My goodness. I need the chat right now. Where's the chat at? How you guys doing today? Good morning. Welcome to Wake and Jake. What an NFL weekend. Good time to be a favorite. Good time to be the better team, I guess they would say. Man, not a lot of upsets. I mean, the one upset from the weekend was the Niners, which I feel like everyone was on the Niners. Like, I picked the Cowboys just to be like, we couldn't all pick the Niners because they had a really good season.
I picked them just as a hedging my happiness pick.
Yeah.
But
hedge your happiness. That's what we're doing here on this Monday morning. How you doing, BBD?
I'm good. I mean, we just got here naturally, but using DraftKings, I did make some money on betting the Niners. So
Wow.
little $14 profit on a Sunday.
Holy smokes. Hide your kids, hide your wife. We're going to talk about all the football games. I think I'm going to do a Wordle live. So, I mean, that's huge. Some of you might hate that. Some of you might instantly turn this off.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't put it in the title or anything, so you're getting a little sneak
This is the
attack.
preview, and in 5 minutes, I'm going to guess my first Wordle guess of the day. Because I'm in on it. Why not?
I mean, now I'm in. I finally took the plunge yesterday. The girl and I both were yesterday, like, looked at each other and were like, sick of not knowing what this is, and now we're in.
Yeah, man. Peer pressure. Without being peer pressure at all. Just so many people are doing it.
Everyone's talking about
I'd
it.
love to know what's going on at Wordle right now. Because it just blew up. In what? 2 weeks?
I'd give it 3 maybe.
3?
But
Since the new year.
since
How
the
about
new
that?
year, it's been like going. I can't avoid it.
It's January 17th. It is my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Renee.
Happy birthday, Renee.
We don't have to be so sad about it. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's pretty big. A lot of people have off today.
Yeah. Traditionally a day off. We're built different.
We're built different. We're built entirely different. So we'll cron pod through the football. Baseball lockout. I feel like the juice has been soft. I got a DM from a random person that said the lockout may be ending in the near future. So that's huge. Consider the lockout over.
Somebody just DM'd you that?
I got it on the screen. It's well, if you want to turn around and look, I mean, there's really no substance to it. Maybe. I don't know. Should I reply? I sent a good reply. So we'll find out if the baseball lockout is ending. But mostly, we'll talk about the NFL football. And as BBD mentioned, today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings, where BBD makes big money. And they're on to the divisional round. There is one more game tonight. Rams-Cardinals kind of forgot.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. Like, excited
I
for
forgot
it?
about it until some people were tweeting like, "Oh, what could next week's schedule be?" And
Right.
then I saw some tweets like, Well, you can't have the teams playing Monday beat the Saturday game. They're going to be on the Sunday. So we're probably ending with Chiefs and Bills, which is a great finale.
Yeah, they already have. I looked it up, and, I mean, it's one of those things you just assume the internet's not wrong, but, like, they have the Google schedule going that the winner of tonight's game would play the Buccaneers in Tampa on Sunday. But
that makes sense.
That divisional round with DraftKings, where BBD makes all his money, you can get 56 to 1 odds. They're doing 56 because it's Super Bowl 56. How about it? Bet $5 and win $280 in free bets. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOMBOY and get 56 to 1 odds on any NFL team. Maybe it's NFL. Bet just $5 to win $280 in free bets. That's promo code JOMBOY to get 56 to 1 odds at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. It's back. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or PA only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gaming around. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Did you watch the games, BBD?
I watched the games. I mean, more DraftKings talk. Just the return on Niners money line was too good to pass up. And I think my new thing is doing the same game parlays that, but picking like just a bunch of stuff that I think kind of the Jimmy strategy stuff that's overwhelmingly likely to happen.
I think that was my best bet yesterday. Was I took the Bucs to win because they were going to beat the Eagles, and I did Brady's like minimum passing yards. It's like 230 that you could bet, and parlayed them, and it was like minus 130, but it's kind of free money. Like,
yeah, if you just
Bucs to win and Brady to throw over 230 yards in playoff games.
The thing you really believe in.
It got a little scary because they were blowing them out so bad that it was like,
they're just gonna
are they going to stop passing?
Get him
but
out of there.
actually, the Eagles fought a little bit. They've done that all year, which, again, is kind of a weird, good, bad thing for them. The Eagles were such the Eagles.
They were overwhelmingly the Eagles.
Like, they had no chance to win. They fought a little bit. Everyone all week was talking about how they hadn't beat anyone better than them all year, but they just hadn't lost to anyone really worse. And they were just the Eagles this year. And, hey, that was enough to get them a playoff game. Like, how much would Giants fans kill for that? For a little 9 and 8 piece.
It looked competent.
Just get wrecked by the Buccaneers.
For what it's worth, the one I did use the $10 free bet DraftKings was given.
Yeah.
Chiefs to win. Just pick the maximum Roethlisberger yards line, said under that. The minimum Mahomes line said over that. Chiefs race to 20. And the only like risky one was Kelsey anytime scorer. Like, I'm pretty sure this will happen, but that's the one that's like he could have a great game and just not score. But he did.
Kelsey, how about that? A little snow in the city last night. Yeah, and I see Feo in the chat. And I see Talking Football in the chat. Bobby Skinner.
Crushed.
Man, like I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for how accurate Bobby was. Because, man, he was drinking the Bills Kool-Aid. How good did they look? 6 for 6 weekend for Bobby Skinner. And Evan Phillips said it best. Bobby's genuine. Bobby doesn't put on a show for a lot of people. I'm going to do my first Wordle guess, and then we can talk football. I am going to guess rapid. Kind of timely, right? Okay. 2, the R and the I are in the word. Sorry if I just ruined anyone's day. We'll get back to that. We got to talk Cron Pod. Bengals Raiders. First game of the weekend. Exciting. Everyone kind of thought this was going to be a shootout. Kind of was, kind of wasn't. The first half was. It was 20-13 at the half. Little bit of chaos. How about the false whistle? I'll go sports talk radio a little bit. Why was that such a thing?
Yeah, I still.
Like, I get that it is a thing. The ref blew the whistle.
It shouldn't have happened. It takes away a little bit from it.
It, like, didn't really affect the play, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah.
Like, the guys in the secondary slowed up a little bit, but the wide receiver was still pretty open. The play happened.
Every time I've looked, it doesn't seem like that anything would have happened differently. Even if they're a little closer, it was just a good pass, I think.
Like, it sucks. I get that. And you obviously don't want the ref just blowing the whistle. But yeah, I mean, that was... I don't know. People just ran with that hard because I feel like they thought that was kind of going to be the news of the weekend, like fake false whistle. I don't know. It was what it was. I wasn't super into it. It didn't feel like it affected anything really, but everyone was going nuts about it. And you guys know me. I was blindly following my Raiders into this postseason, so if I want to be a cop-out, I could slam the table and say, hey, the Raiders got screwed. No, they didn't really. And by the way, Derek Carr, that QB list we keep previewing, he didn't have a great game. 29 for 54, 310, 1 touchdown, 1 pick right at the end. But going into the half, that drive they had down the field, I mean, that's the good version of Derek Carr. He kind of drives down at the end of the game to give them a chance, and he threw 54 passes. They were always trailing. Like, I guess that's the thing when we really put all the quarterbacks on the table, and this is where Derek Carr is a sneaky, like, 12th best QB in the league, and we don't think of him that way. Like, can Ryan Tannehill drop 54 times? I don't know if he ever has. Like, I'll have to get into that, and Evan Phillips is going to yell at me. Big Titans fan. Jacobs was really good for the Raiders, but they kind of couldn't run it enough because they were down for most of the game. I have another comment for football fans. Pro Football Focus, I want to give them credit for, like, how much of a thing they've become. Like, Pro Football Focus is almost Baseball Savant or Baseball Reference, depending where you're coming from in the baseball world. And they, like, when they do introductions at the start of the game, they show guys Pro Football PFF rankings. Passing bomb.
Ryan Tannehill has 2 games of over 50 attempts.
How'd they do in those games? Does it show?
One was when he was with Miami. They lost at the Jets, so probably really bad. Oh, three touchdowns, 1 pick that game. So he wasn't the issue, I guess. And the other with the Titans this year against Houston. It's the game they lost to Houston. So he's 0 for 2 in those games. His 6 games with the most passing attempts are all losses.
So hey, Carr lost this game, so I'm not dancing on anyone's grave here. But
11 of his top 12.
Hey, the fact that they had a chance. How bad was the kickoff return where the guy caught it and just stepped out of bounds at the 2? Like, that's so bad. And by the way, this is a little dark, a little heavy for JJR this morning. It's actually not. Henry Ruggs, the Raiders player who's no longer with the Raiders, earlier this year or the year before, he was on kickoff return, and he did the play where he was out of bounds and then grabbed the ball.
Planted himself.
Yeah, so one of those, I don't know, just one of those weird things you could get in your head and be like, well, if he was there, he knows the rule. Does that change the game? I don't know. I have no idea. But more so the Bengals, they deserve a lot of credit. They won at home. Burrow's awesome. 24 for 34, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Back to PFF. So they introduce the players and they show like their Pro Football Focus rating, which, again, that's kind of a big thing. Like, A, what does it really mean? It's something. People value it. I did have my eyebrow raise, and again, if you're an analytics person, stats person, whoever, I mean, I am as well, I'll just tell you this. When Pro Football Focus's ratings at the beginning of the game popped up, it had T. Higgins with a higher grade than Jamar Chase. And that's one of those things that you gotta, let's tap back in and see what's going on. Because maybe T. Higgins is a better run blocker.
They're like, because I'm assuming it's a dynamic list that's changed since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's they grade them out every game.
Like I know they do that, and I'm assuming they're not just showing preseason rankings in the playoffs.
But man, Jamar Chase is awesome. That's more so the point. So sorry to throw PFF under the bus and T. Higgins, but it's mostly because Jamar Chase is awesome. Him and Burrow. And yeah, somehow the Raiders, they have a chance at the end of this game. Bengals didn't turn the ball over. Derek Carr had that nasty strip sack that led to some Bengals points. And Carr was fun down the stretch. So I don't know. I don't know. At the same time, when the Raiders lost, which interception, the 1 yard line, they spiked it. That was a big story. And at the time, I was team spike it, and then James Smythe kind of convinced me. Because he basically said, you have 4 chances at the end zone. More or less. And you just gave away one. Like, you went from...
You're doing a pass anyway that if you don't do it, it'll stop the clock.
You went from 4 chances to 3 chances. So I guess the counter to that, because I was thinking of it, is if you run a play and there's a completion inbounds, you're going to have to spike it anyways. So I don't know. Like, it's do you spike it and set yourself up for like 3 shots at the end zone? Let's go, give it our best. And by the way, I need to look up that Bengals safety's name. He Bates. Jesse Bates. Man, that was a guy kind of wasn't in my book before the game. He is after. He played awesome. 3 passes defensed. It's just a funny wording. So yeah, they spike it. They take the 3 shots at the end zone. Their first play, I think, was the best one. Bates broke it up. Carr threw a couple dimes, man. That one to Waller. I mean, if that was Brady, I think that highlight would be still getting retweeted around the internet today. And Burrow had some too. So credit to the Bengals. First playoff win in 30 years, something like that.
31, I think, is the number.
Pretty fun. Pre-BBD. That's how we measure things here.
Yeah.
Man.
The internet's running with the pre-text messages.
Right. Yeah, I think that was the PMT guys.
Yeah.
A couple abbreviations this morning. Bengals win. And by the way, I think if the internet's right, they're going on to face the Titans, which that's a really fun game. I mean, I think everyone's going to be on the Bengals, right? Like Joe Burrow right now. Everyone's drinking that Kool-Aid. I, for some reason, picked the Titans to go to the Super Bowl because I think Titans fans bullied me. So I'll be rooting Titans. Go. Bengals go. Good for them. They get a win. They were in control of the game the whole time. It was kind of bizarre the Raiders even had a chance. But they did. And I guess that's kind of what this playoff weekend was missing. Like, if the Raiders scored, were they going for 1 or 2? I think that was a fun conversation because they were getting dominated, and kind of the mental football rule is like, hey, on the road, you're getting beat. Might as well go for 2, get a playoff win. Otherwise, you were losing the whole game. And yeah, I think with Bengals Raiders, I think with Niners Cowboys, it just kind of felt like we were one NFL moment short this weekend of like, can you believe the Cowboys tied it up at the end or won? Or can you believe the Raiders scored that touchdown and they didn't get the 2-point conversion? That was crazy. Just felt like that this NFL weekend missed that just a little bit.
I guess we didn't have like the comeback win. Some like almost.
Because, I mean, Bengals, they were up pretty much the whole game. Bucs were up pretty much the whole game. Niners were up the whole game.
Bills, obviously.
Chiefs turned it on. Bills were up the whole game. Yeah, felt like we got not jobbed. It was a good NFL weekend. BBD, you mentioned the Bills. 47-17 is the final score. I mean, felt and was a lot worse than that. Bills had a perfect game. They were up 33-3 in the third quarter. They were up 47-10. Patriots scored a touchdown on their final drive. Buffalo wrecked New England. And, man, circle this. Well, Bobby Skinner. The chat's been giving him a lot of love. Man, after this weekend, the Bills train is... I mean, it's so real. Josh Allen's awesome. His running. He's a freight train, man. 21 for 25, 308 yards, 5 touchdowns. The big stat everyone was saying was more touchdowns than incompletions. What I was saying, the interception on the first drive for New England. New England's driving. 9 plays, 53 yards. Intercepted by Micah Hyde, who's a really good football player. Awesome interception. Like, kind of every little kid's dream interception in the backyard. Just like the safety coming over the top and making the play. The camera angle kind of made it looked like a trick. Like you almost couldn't see it the first time. And how much I think the Bills played a perfect game. They scored a touchdown on every drive. No fumbles, no interceptions. They scored a touchdown on every drive. They played the perfect game. The Buffalo Bills were going to win this game pretty much whatever happened. I do think it would have been a lot better of a football game if Micah Hyde doesn't make that first interception. And they were saying it on the broadcast, and this isn't rocket science. But there was something to that. I mean, that interception, if the Pats tie at 7-7, both teams go up and down the field, I think everyone locks in and you're like, okay, like New England, Belichick. He's really coached up Mac Jones this year, blah, blah, blah. Buffalo marches right back down. They go up 14-0. They go up, and then New England punts. And it was 4th and 1 at their own 34. I don't know. I know we yell at some of these new coaches for some of the 4th down stuff. I feel especially later in this year. The Chargers coach was getting killed for it. All the new age coach. Everyone's going for it on 4th down. And NFL, by the way, hilarious. NFL's seen this coming for years. Like, I feel like that's been an NFL throwaway line for years. Like, yeah, teams are going to start going for it on 4th down. And it's like, oh, so all the kids playing Madden were kind of right. Just like the kids shooting threes in NBA video games. Because you get more points if you make a 3. New England punts it on 4th and 1. And the Bills go down 10 plays. 6-minute drive. Missed the extra point. But it's 20-0. And it's over. Like, it's just over. 27-0. 27-3. New England gets a field goal to end the half. Honestly, kudos to Buffalo. They had the bad man staring at them. New England has tortured them for years. It's in Buffalo. You lose this game, and all of your demons are right back. They dominated. I know the Talking Giants guys really want offensive coordinator Brian Daboll of the Bills to be the next Giants head coach. We'll see.
Seems like he's on his way to a job.
Yeah, and hey, he's going to point to this game, Belichick. And man, I'm guessing this is going to be the sports radio talk of today. Belichick's a great head coach. He's an all-time head coach. Next year, man, Mac Jones, Belichick. The Bills look like a wagon, right? This win kind of confirms that Josh Allen and the Bills are going to be there pretty much year in, year out. There at least not going to be a pushover team. There will be better and lesser Buffalo Bills teams, just like any NFL team year in, year out. But Josh Allen's real. Next year for New England, they went 10-7 this year. The Dolphins, we'll see what happens there. The Jets, we'll see what happens there. But I don't know. Does that 10-7, everyone drank the Patriots Kool-Aid after they beat the Bills, and essentially like a high school football game, just running the ball. They lose 3 out of 4 to finish the regular season. I guess 4 out of 5, you could say that, with the playoff loss.
Lump it in.
And yeah, what? Almost fast-forwarding us to the Cowboys-Niners, where the Niners, they played in that really tough division, and the Cowboys didn't, and that's kind of why everyone was drinking the Niners Kool-Aid, and that's why it kind of worked out that way. The NFC, the Patriots in the NFC West, if you swapped out the Seahawks and the Patriots, I don't know if the Patriots have a winning record this year. Cardinals, Rams, Niners. You got to play those teams 6 times. So it's next year in New England. The pressure is really on. Especially, who knows how Brady's going to finish this playoffs. Is Tom going to get to another Super Bowl? I kind of said Super Bowl with a V. Did you hear that?
A little bit.
Super Bowl. That was weird. Super Bowl. I don't know. I just think about where we were before last season. You could debate Brady and Belichick, very real to the end of time. To the fact that said pact instead of fact.
Yeah. I really noticed that.
Am I okay? No is the answer. Ryan Russillo, who I love, started doing a mocking Brady versus Belichick segment where he was, giving them points week to week as a joke. Hey, if Tom goes on, even if he gets to the Super Bowl, and if the Pats aren't, again, the Bills look legit. I don't know. I mean, it's very much going to look like Tom Brady took the Tampa Bay Bucs. They won the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay Bucs.
Year 1 there.
Year 1.
When he signed there, everyone said, "Oh, he wants to go have warm weather," and yeah, they'll compete. But
Bruce Arians,
nobody thought
Bruce Arians, who's a well-liked guy, but if you're talking best NFL coaches,
I think he was always consensus a top half of the league coach. But
yeah, but
nobody's gonna say he's
all
one of the
time
3 best
or
coaches
anything
active right now. I don't think at any point anyone's ever said that about him.
And we'll see where the Bucs land this season, but I just think I don't know. obviously Brady and Belichick were a good pairing, but it's starting to look like Brady was a good pairing with a lot of options.
Like of course, it was always both of them.
And who knows what Mac Jones is. Like, really nice rookie year. Like, a really nice rookie year. And that's where, like, I'm not saying I'd rule out Belichick and the Pats being nasty at some point. You can't. That's how good he is, and all the stories in New England and all of that.
They had a top 2 or 3 defense this year. Like,
Yeah.
not this week.
Yeah.
But
Bills rolled them. Very impressive.
in the cold.
That Josh Allen little fling pass to start the game, Dawson Knox in back of the end zone, that was awesome. Josh Allen running is incredible. They're going to be a tough out, man. Bills-Chiefs, I believe, is set up to be the final game of next weekend, and I think that's going to be... I mean, we'll see how the playoffs shuffle, but there's going to be an argument that could be like the best game of the playoffs.
Or most highly anticipated game.
Mahomes-Allen rematch. I think they met in the playoffs last year or 2 years ago.
Good color matchup.
Yeah, and Bills-Chiefs, maybe this is just me. Maybe you're thinking it at home as well. When I see Bills and Chiefs, I think of those old starter jackets. Like, the first two I see are Bills and Chiefs. After that, it's probably like a Packers one. Who, by the way, another nostalgia bowl next week, Niners-Packers.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, after they
Niners
just played the Cowboys.
Going on a run of
just nostalgia.
Classic matchup.
Just classic nostalgia. Why is he saying nostalgia like that? That was your Saturday. A little lackluster. Again, Bengals were pretty much always in control. The final drive for the Raiders was fun. Like, were they actually going to do that? And then the Bills just, shit pumped them.
Raiders had a chance at the end, which I think is all
right.
the neutral fan wanted.
Yeah. Car throwing bullets. So that was Saturday. We wake up. It is Sunday. Our first game is Eagles-Bucs. Buccaneers. I mean, this is like, it's kind of what everyone expected. Eagles got some steam late just because they were a good running football team. So everyone was doing if they controlled the ball, they could keep it close. The spread was at 8.5. It dropped to 7 by game time. Fast forward to the third quarter, Bucs go up 31-0. Eagles score a couple. They score 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That's kind of the Eagles' signature this year. Like, they fought, which, hey, I guess as a fan of a team, that's all you ask for. Buccaneers, man. Defending Super Bowl champions, 13-4. Tom Brady. They've got some injuries, but, man, I don't know what you do. Like, I'm not going to bet against Brady his entire playoffs. Why would you? And I think they're awaiting the Rams-Cardinal victor tonight, so we'll see. I know I've been tiptoeing and kind of malaising my way through all the games. There's not much to say here. I mean, this was a mismatch. Really was. Mike Evans, 9 for 117, 1 touchdown. Mike Evans is really good. Like, follow his career. Tom Brady, Jameis, Texas A&M. He was with Johnny Manziel. And, like, I don't know. Looking like Mike Evans was pretty good, huh? Keyshawn Vaughn, my guy out of Vandy. Wake and Jake fans, you've heard me say his name and the fact that he's from Vandy because I'm a fake Vandy man. I'm a real Vandy man. 53 yards and a touchdown. Like someone just said in the chat, Al Atkinson, Mike Evans is going to the Hall of Fame, right? Like, I mean, it's early. Like, he's obviously got to do a couple more years, but Mike Evans is really good.
He and Brady get one more ring, and then you can compile.
I mean, he's got 9,000 yards receiving, 75 career touchdowns. I have no idea where it ranks among wide receivers, and obviously
Inner circle stuff.
all of those numbers are starting to change because the NFL has become such a passing league that, it's probably a tough comparison. You could do, I'm sure, with some of Mike Evans' stats, like there's some all-time receivers that he can just put under the table because he's been really good in the right era of football. 28, yeah. I mean, he's got to put a couple more years together, but Mike Evans is really good. His touchdown was kind of the nail in the coffin, although this whole game was a nail in a coffin, so was it? Eagles get rolled. Tampa moves on. See if they get the Rams or the Cardinals. Keep forgetting that's tonight. Just told you guys. Should I do my second Wordle guess? Is that what you guys want? That was the first game. Kind of went as expected. Domination, which set up the Niners-Cowboys, which I think everyone hoped was the game of the weekend. Again, Nostalgia Bowl. These two, 90s dynasty teams that a lot of people around my age have a lot of heartstrings around. I mean, Niners go up 13-0, and they were dominating, and it was kind of like, damn. Again, Cowboys were 3-point favorites, but everyone was on the Niners. Everyone was talking about the NFC West and how good the division was, and everyone loves the Niners. I mean, Bobby Skinner said it best. They have a Jimmy G problem. If they have any other quarterback, I think people would really be drinking the Niners Kool-Aid. Jimmy G does enough. I mean, 16 for 25, 172, a pick, no touchdown. Deebo Samuel, how many times do I have to tell you guys? God, favorite player in the NFL is Deebo. He's incredible. He has a rushing touchdown. Puts the Niners up 23-7. Cowboys fight back. They get a field goal after the fake punt. The fake punt was awesome. Everyone loves a good special teams fake when it works. Unfortunately, afterwards, they kept the punt team on the field because the defense can't sub out. So the Cowboys run an awesome fake punt. Completed pass. And then they get back up to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to run another play. They were hoping the Cowboys would call a timeout because you can't sub out. So the Cowboys still have their special teams in there. And think about it. You're on your heels. You just got beat on a fourth down fake play. And now it looks like they're going to run another play, which makes you think they've got something up their sleeve, right? They wanted the Niners to call a timeout, hoping they would think those things. They did not. The Cowboys, instead of running another play with their special teams, which their punter afterwards said they had another play, and he said they're going to save it and use it another time, which, by the way, your season just ended. So not a great time to say that quote for the fans. Shout out Jolly Olive. The Cowboys bring their offense back on the field, and then they get to play a game. They end up getting a field goal on that drive. They score a touchdown on their next one, and then they're driving to end the game, and in some Cowboys fashion, and there's a breakdown on it. They're driving, no time left. Dak, QB draw, slides. They set up to spike it. Not enough time. The ref kind of got bumped on the way in. I mean, some people were pretty mad about it. I don't know. You did run a QB draw. And the time ran out. And you're still on the 24-yard line, so it's not like you were going to have 3 shots at the end zone. You were going to have one 30-yard pass into the end zone, hoping to get the game. They don't get that opportunity. The Cowboys lose. Cowboys' playoff record is insanely bad in recent years. 20 years, 25 years. Your lifetime.
My life.
BBD. Post-BBD.
Turned 25 this year.
Post-BBD. And the Niners get a win. Shanahan, man, he, he's kind of lived up to his billing. Credit to the Niners. I know some of the Niner fans were mad at us. We didn't pick them before the season. Deebo Samuel is awesome, man. God, he is awesome. And, yeah, another nostalgia bowl. Niners are going to head up to Green Bay. It's going to be an interesting one. Shanahan, LaFleur, Rodgers, Packers off the bye week. We'll see what kind of weather we got there. Those teams have history. The Kaepernick game where he went, nut job. I mean, those teams have a lot of history. 49ers win. The way they play football is kind of how I play Madden. A lot of run. Run first. Elijah Mitchell, he's good. He's a guy you should know. Cowboys, McCarthy, man. He's been a big punching bag. They had a really nice year. 12-5. Kind of can't blame them for the other teams in the division sucking. But, yeah, I think, everyone kind of had this as the, Cowboys are the favorite, but Niners. And this was the Nick game? Evan Phillips just said his son was loving it on Nick. Who got the MVP?
Dak.
Dak got it. Dak and Trubisky, huh?
Mm. So it was the quarterbacks of the losing
Both
teams
lose.
both years.
Nothing matters. Nothing matters in this world.
I think the top two vote getters were Dak and Schultz. Debo was a distant third.
So funny. So funny. Niners win. Good for them. And then Chiefs, Steelers to finish it off. Everyone hoping the Steelers can put up a fight. They did in the first quarter. 0-0 through 1. Steel curtain, baby. TJ Watt, like him. And then 26-yard fumble return by TJ Watt. And it's 7-0 Pittsburgh. Big Ben. Let's go. We ride. It's not over. It's so over, man. Chiefs turned it on. McKinnon. Where's that dude from? He's a really fun watch. He scores the first touchdown. Byron Pringle. Going to be a hilarious name to look back on in a few years, I think.
He's going to be one of those.
As part of what the Chiefs are, it's just like, oh, yeah, Byron Pringle.
That was one of the Byron Pringle teams.
Byron Pringle. Yeah, he was fast. 14-7. Make it 21-7 as BBD's Travis Kelce with the 48-yard touchdown pass going into the half. 21-7. Make it 28. Make it 35. The Chiefs turned it on and found it. Hey, Steelers, again, you could put it in the they fought category. Deontay Johnson, James Washington touchdowns. I mean, this game was a row. It was 35-7. 35-7. Chiefs are really good. Steelers kind of aren't. Big Sven, appreciate you. Good run. The NFL or the ESPN video that pops up is labeled Mahomes tears apart Steelers defense with 5 touchdown games. So, man, I hadn't thought. So I didn't think. A little dumb, naturally, but I just didn't think they'd have the games listed yet until tonight, which makes no sense for the AFC because all those games were decided. Chiefs, Bills. I mean, after this weekend, Travis Kelce with the touchdown pass, too. Chiefs have fun. I think that's important. I don't know how you label it, but Chiefs, Golden State. Do baseball teams have fun? Who has fun in baseball? The Padres used to.
When they were playing well.
Yeah.
Second half of this year, not as much. I think the Dodgers have fun.
Red Sox. They do the thing in the dugout, the push cart. That was fun.
Yeah. And teams like get their thing.
Right.
Like consistently year after year.
Gotta have a thing.
Like nobody's doing it like the Chiefs do and like Golden State did. But baseball's also just like different.
It's a little different.
You can be the best team on paper and straight up miss the playoffs. And lose to anybody in the playoffs.
Nationals team had that old man fun.
Yeah.
Can't believe they won the World Series. What was that?
Weird, right?
That was weird. Chiefs roll. 42-21. Outgunned. Man, I got Chiefs Bills. Lock that in, Daniel. Sunday, last game. So, I don't think I went through it before. Right now, it's currently lined up that Bengals-Titans will be the Saturday game. Saturday afternoon, Niners-Packers at night. Boogity. Give me some weather in Green Bay, babe. And then Sunday, the winner of tonight's game, Cardinals-Rams, Trevor Plouffe's Rams, versus the Buccaneers in Tampa. So, I mean, they're going to play tonight, and then you got to fly east. Bucs.
Either of them.
Beat the Eagles pretty easy. Gonna be tough.
Gonna be a 70-degree day.
Like if the Cardinals win tonight somehow, Buccaneers are gonna kill them. Rams kind of have to win tonight. McVay, Stafford, Von Miller, Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Arya Stark. And then Bills Chiefs will be the nightcap. So a solid weekend of NFL football. Hey, maybe we get a nice little Rams Cardinals has a chance to be a really good game. Also has a chance Rams could house them, and I don't think anyone would be surprised. Cardinals have been playing an awful brand of football. Texted Cole Tucker about it. He's kind of out on them. And if Cole Tucker's out on you, I shouldn't say he's out. He's a Cardinals fan. He hasn't liked what they've been doing.
Faith.
Yes. So, hey, good weekend of NFL football. Let me see if Nope. I mean, the guy who told me that the lockout may be coming to an end hasn't replied to my message yet.
Did you do your next guess?
I have not done my next Wordle guess. I haven't really been thinking about it. It's hard to think and talk. I need a word with an R and an I, but they're not where I put them. It's not irate because there's no A in it. I'll have to Wordle after. Too much going on here. For now, my Wordles are my people. Last episode on Wake and Jake, we did the wild card preview. We're up to 485 subs. Thank you. Keep baking the algorithm. Like, subscribe, share. Ryan Deacon, love when Big Head Bob pops on the show. And that's obvious. Ben Johnson, Burrow will be the best QB in the league in 5 years. Checkmark emoji. So just write that one down. I played soccer with a Ben Johnson. Good-looking guy. Was his name Ben Johnson? It's definitely Ben. Or it's definitely Johnson. I used to tell him he looked like a watch model. Like, he wasn't super hot, but he was like watch model hot. Should reach out to him.
Face isn't the focus of the picture.
Yes.
But you pop a nice outfit
like,
on him.
You saw him in a watch commercial, you'd be like, oh, sharp guy wearing a watch. But he's not taking
Solid
away from the
build.
watch. I guess that would be the takeaway. And speaking of, Connor Green said another advantage for Herbert over Burrow is Herbert is hotter. Might be the best-looking dude in the league. Yeah, I'm interested. Herbert, for me, is a little young right now. Like, sometimes there's some, like, young guy acne stuff, which, hey, I'm not holding that against him. He's young.
When he did the haircut, it did not look good.
Yeah. He's a hair guy. He's
Now.
San Diego. Well, he's not a San Diego guy, but he kind of is. And, hey, Joe Burrow. The glasses after the game, that made the rounds on the internet. He was looking good. That was a hot boy look. A little bit of confidence with Joe Burrow. Like that a lot.
That is what's doing it.
What's that?
Is that just like confidence?
Oh, Joe Burrow.
The man with a good posture.
Yeah, I mean, Joe feels good.
Not a guy with a lot of bad days.
No, man. And he shouldn't. No reason to.
First suggestion, Joe Burrow glasses.
And
Yeah.
Yeah. Sharp.
Got the little curl.
With like a little pink tint on them. Would you say that's pink?
Yeah.
Is that red? Yeah, like Joe Burrow, you could give him any outfit before doing a post-game presser and he'd be fine with it. And then Edgar asked, enjoying the show, but I got to know what Jake gets at Duncan. Looks good. Hoping for an entertaining wildcard weekend. I usually get a coffee with a couple of the flavor pumps, usually a caramel, and an espresso shot. Started to really spoil myself with the espresso shots. Might need to cut back on those just a little bit. So now if I have coffee without an espresso shot, I'm kind of not into it. What else can I tell you guys about the third grade? Thank you guys for your comments and reviews. Appreciate y'all. Really do. Which brings us to Bro of the Night. Bro of the Night. Big NFL football weekend. Who deserves the love? I forget if I did this the other day. Even if I didn't, we're on the Bengals right now. We're drinking the Bengals Kool-Aid, Joe Burrow. I'll give it to their coach, Zach Taylor. Went to a bar after the game. Gave the ball to the bar. Game ball. And by the way, the Bengals sticking with Zach Taylor. We did this maybe we did this part in episode 2 ago. For 2 years, they were really bad. Like if they fired Zach Taylor, we all would have went, yeah.
He got kind of a bad break, but
yeah, you would have.
You got 2 years and won like 4 total games.
Yeah,
so.
you would have said like, well, yeah, Burrow got hurt and that's tough that they fired him, but we all would have shrugged and been like, yeah, you lost. It's the NFL. That's how it goes. They kept him. The Bengals get their first playoff win in 31 years, according to King Babes. And yeah, man, we're simple creatures, and for Cincinnati, Coach Taylor, hey, QB1, Joe Burrow, that it means something to the people that you got that. And I know my guy Rosillo did an open to his podcast the other day and was like, if you knew your if you knew your pro sports team wasn't going to win for 60 years, would you be a fan of them? Like if you were just told, Chris Rose's Cleveland Guardians, if Chris Rose was told like, hey, this team's never going to win in your lifetime, do you still want to be a fan? I don't know. It's kind of a heavy thing, right?
You're promised no chance.
Because we're so tied to our sports teams that you kind of scoff at that mindset. But at the same time,
if you know it's never,
if you just know it's not going to happen, I think you audible.
I think it's a more interesting, a more inner conflict if it's like you will get exactly one in your life ever.
Yeah.
Because then there's an element of like, okay, was this the year? Is it?
I mean,
Then if 3 years into that agreement is when you get it, and it's like, oh well, that sucks.
I guess, and I'm gonna use the years here to my favorite to spin it. But let's say you're a 19-year-old in Cincinnati. Times are good. Bengals win a playoff game, and then you don't win another one until you're 50. Go from ages 19 to 50 without your team winning a playoff game. That's a mind fuck, huh? Did I do the math right?
Yeah. I was thinking, I think the Giants were 19 the last time. I was 19 when the Giants were last in the playoffs.
Spooky season.
They didn't win. It's the last playoff win.
Yeah.
It was the Super Bowl in 11. I guess the Super Bowl was in 12. That was 14. Spooky.
BBD looking into his soul. So, hey, I think we've done the Bengals thing once or twice now where you can give love to Chase, you can give love to Burrow, you can give love to Zach Taylor. I love Chase, love Burrow. And, hey, good for Taylor. Goes to a bar. What's not to like? Good for you, bro. BBD, you have bro of the night.
I was kind of between two guys, and they're both a little bit layups, and you shouting out Zach Taylor means like Josh Allen. You're fully a dude.
Yeah.
And he had an MVP in the bag, but we've seen guys do that. I think everyone now is like, all right, Bills next like decade, they're gonna be a competitive team because they have that dude.
Yeah.
He runs well with that big body, arms there, just everything.
He's awesome. I mean,
I guess next year will be a test, assuming they're going to have like kind of a new offense. But he seems like a guy that plays whatever.
yeah, I mean, he's a freak.
Get dudes around him.
The running's awesome. He's got a cannon arm. I mean, man, I know I've said I'm a Herbert guy. I think I even said Herbert over Allen. He can make me eat those words pretty quickly. I mean, we'll see. They're going to Arrowhead, and Mahomes looked pretty good. Not that that's really a Josh Allen problem, but no, he's awesome. And by the way, Buffalo and Cincinnati. Hey, I think if we're being honest, I think both those fan bases know those aren't destinations. Joe Burrow loves Cincinnati. He's an Ohio guy.
I think he's like from Cincy specifically.
I've talked about how that's a massive win. I think they showed it on the map in that he grew up. It was kind of between
there and
Cincy,
Columbus.
Cleveland. There was like a triangle that they basically said like he could have
in the middle.
He had he had options of Ohio sports teams. Huge. Joe Burrow is very happy in Cincinnati. Go around to some other quarterbacks. I don't know how many, I don't know if Russell Wilson would have been happy in Cincinnati. I don't know if Tom would have been happy in Cincy. Buffalo. Josh Allen. He's from Wyoming. I think he's openly said he doesn't like cities. What a win for Buffalo. What a win for Cincinnati. Huge. Happy for both of them. I hope they're happy for me. All right, everybody. We big day here at JOMBOY Media. We got a ton going on. Big week. Might want to keep your eyes on the Twitter sphere. That's all I'll say. Recorded Weekly Dumb this morning. Got water on my balls. Talking Giants. I know they're still going nuts because they're looking for a head coach and a GM now. So if you are a Giants fan, see some dildo talk in the chat. There was a dildo thrown on the field in Buffalo.
Important.
Let's get one to Arrowhead, if we're being honest.
Find a way. Just put it in your backpack. I don't think that's coming up in a detector.
Put it in your boxers.
Yeah.
It's like a wiener. Chris Rose rotation. Who's the guest?
AJ Pierzynski.
That's right.
Like halfway through it. It's a good app.
AJ Pierzynski. I
It's a
have
good
not
listen.
listened yet. I will listen on the way home. I'm excited for that. That's huge. Talking baseball. We're going live in a little bit, right?
Trying to get a little bit of an earlier jump.
Yeah. Talking. I mean, we were going to talk about some of the lockout stuff, but it sounds like that guy that DM'd me, it's probably going to be over by then. Couple breakdowns. People watch everything on the JOMBOY Media Network. Watchings, plans, video game tournaments. So much going on. Big week. Huge week. If you have the day off, enjoy it. If you don't, also enjoy it. That's life.
A lot of basketball tonight.
We'll see you guys Thursday. Remember, game of the night? Oops.
Jake sucks.
Whoops. You guys are the best. Bake it. Bake me. Bake you.